Hello everyone and welcome to Detego video on media acquisition. So media acquisition is the tool that we utilize within the Detego suite to import all the loose media that we find, be that SD cards, thumbsticks, hard drives, passport drives, etc. So in order to get that up, I'm going to start my Detego Analyze, my main analytical tool that we've been using, where we license all the various modules out from, where all of our case data goes to, etc., that we've had through the various other videos. Within this, we have a module called Acquire Connected Media. So this is our media acquisition. This can be utilized for standalone loose media, but it can also be utilized where maybe as an investigator, I'm looking to do a full forensic image of a machine with our Detego Ballistic, the rapid imager, but the machine won't power on. The machine is broken, or the same for if I'm trying to do a field triage extraction. So what are my options? My options then are to kind of go traditional, if you like. I can't use my Detego field anymore. I can't use my imager because there's no power to that machine, or it is damaged and can't start. So in that point, what I then need to do is remove the drive, like I might have done with my traditional methodology for forensics. So we always give you an option, always give you a get out of jail card, if you like. So I can pop the drive out and then connect that into my Acquire Media. And we'll look at this as we go through. So I'm going to pop into Acquire Media just so we can see what's going on. Now, again, with the same ethos that Detego has, we give you basic options and more advanced options. So we cover off both aspects of the user base, be that you don't have much time for training and you just want to get in and do the basics, or you're an advanced seasoned investigator and you want to really get into the minutiae of that investigation or the specifics of the way you like to investigate or operate. So we keep that open for all of you. Now at this point, our plug and play, our easy option is just auto detect on. We also have software write blocking operations in there, and of course you can go through all of your typical forensic hardware write blockers if your organization requires you to do that. So the auto device detect is on. So I could actually be out of Acquire Media anywhere else, but now I'm on scene. Obviously this machine is my machine. This is my investigator digital forensic box or platform. In my case, it's a MSI 15-inch Windows machine. And what I can do here now is, obviously, any devices I find, that's what I'm going to plug into this machine to extract, so the suspect devices. Like I said, that can be a hard drive out of a machine or a bag of loose media. Ballistic is a super quick imager. Acquire Media, where this comes into its strength is, for example, just going to plug in a device now. Windows recognizes it, great. And we just get this auto drop-down curtain. Nice and simple again. Remember, I use the automatic Acquire Media here, the auto device. So it's just going to, as soon as I plug anything in that is not Detego, it's going to assume that that is a suspect device and I want to forensically acquire that data. So at this point, it's set up to image that to get the logical or the carved, but I can switch this to any combination. So I can decide, maybe I decide, well, actually, if I get the image, I get the logical and the carved data anyway. I might do that later in my investigation when I have more time. It might be that I'm on a scene and I know that I'm taking the device back. So I go, do you know what? Right now, I don't want to take the image because obviously when I take a forensic image, all I see is that image, right? I then have to do a process to pull data out of that image for my investigation, which Detego will automatically do for you anyway. But in order to get the image, you've got to get the image first. In this case, it's time sensitive. Let's say I want to see the live data that's on there straight away, and I want some of the deleted data. For my forensic management, we've put the generics in there for you, but I might put suspect 1, USB, room 2, whatever it happens to be. There's a few other options, but we're not going to look at those right now. And then I'm just going to click start. So that's great. It's now created a case for me here. It's suspect 1 USB, so I'm pretty happy with what device that is. We should be getting familiar with this now. I can go into my jobs and it's just going through all the logical files. Again, it'll start to alert me straight away here. As it starts finding files of interest, I'll start to be able, here we go. to see what's going on. If it's too fast for the eyes, I can press pause, but the data is still coming in. It's then going to move on and start file carving. Okay, that's great. Brilliant. That helps me out as an investigator. But what is extremely good about Detego is I can now start plugging in more devices. So you're only limited to how many you can work with by the ports on your computer or the hubs, and by the capability, the processing power of your machine. So again, if you're sat in something like a lab on a really powerful server type system, there's probably no real limit to how many of these devices you can get up and running. So that's my third one that I've got running. I'm going to punch in a fourth. And you can see actually this one is a SSD out of a laptop. So in this case, in fact, let's just run it anyway. So you can see there now, I've got all of these different devices, all running with various iterations of image, logical, or carving. So again, if I go to my jobs, just going to close this wheel out of the way if it's starting to annoy you, because you can have like 15, 16 jobs all running at once, right? So you can see here, these are all the different drives that I've put in. These could be full hard drives out of computers. So I could be running 5 computers now, all live time, all pulling logical data, carving for deleted data, or making a physical image, or all 3 jobs. We can actually take that a step further and have it doing all the analytics for you as well. But again, that's another video. But just to allude to that, you can have it run all this here and then punch in to start doing all the analytics. Of course, you can't teach experience. You as the investigator need to come back and review that, but it's already intelligently triaged all of the information that you may want to see quickly within that to expedite your results. So that's great. So they're all running for us. So I can go into each one of these individually, whichever ones they happen to be, see what jobs are running, and see what might be of interest to me. If I'm in any particular one of them, again, my jobs is just my quick view pane, right? So here it's on the logical. It's then going to move on to the file carve. On this one, it's done the logical. It found just under 5,000 files in 1 minute. It's pulled all them into my investigation for me. And now it's looking at all the deleted files that it can find. So on any one of these investigations, I can just go into the exhibit content, and it's started to propagate again these familiar little tabs for us. So I can tell that there's so far 515 deleted files and 5,470 files from this device. It's very easy for me to go in. Again, it's another lecture on, or another video on how to navigate around our analytical system, but I'm sure you can see pretty intuitive. It's easy to navigate, and like all of our technology, it has a basic and advanced set of options for you built into that. But like I said, that will be another video. So that is us on automatic acquiring of data. I'm just going to drop these ones down. You can cancel these tasks off, so I'm going to cancel them just for ease here. So they're all cancelled off, but I've still got all of the data that I had to that point in those investigations. So again, if I was a first responder going somewhere and I had my deployment bag with my tablet in, or my ruggedized laptop, or my standard laptop, or whatever it was that I chose to have my digital platform, I could very quickly plug these devices in, and if I needed to leave them in situ because I'm a discrete agency or something like that, and someone was coming back, I can pull, and I've got the data that I've got to that point, for example. If that's not a concern for you, then it's just a super Great way to do many multiple devices all at once. So just a very quick reminder on that, because it is quite impressive. Auto detect on. I can be anywhere else in the system. Find a thumbstick or an SD card or whatever it is that is of interest to me. I can just plug that in. I can go through hubs. We've got software write blockers in there as well. It's going to drop down with the various boxes. I can choose what I would like it to do. In fact, in this case, I'm going to take a full forensic image. I want it to hash and then verify that image, which will all go in my forensic management and sit in my audit trail, so a report on that. I'll tell you what, I don't want you to take logical data. I'm not sure why in this case, just to show you the flexibility, and I want to carve, and then I would click start. That is how simple we make it to do your loose media. So it's just it's grabbing, in this case it's taking a forensic image, then it's going to verify that image, and then it's going to carve for the deleted information. So it's just going to rip through that for me. All right, I'm going to take us back to the home screen. The next video I do will be on the advanced options within media acquisition. So we shall see you there.